Well, my friends, I happen to be walking down the hallway here at the IBMA Music Festival in Nashville, and I happen to bump into Dakota Sky recording artist Marty Raybon. Welcome to the show, Marty.
It's good to be here. I'm proud that you and I could sit down and chat for a little while.
I have played your music. How many years have I been playing your music since Shenandoah came out?
Well, let's see. Shenandoah. I was with Shenandoah for 12 years.
Yeah, I started with Shenandoah.
And then
all their videos they had.
Then, of course, well, for about the last 4 or 5 years, you know, we've been doing this bluegrass thing, so
Right.
a pretty good while.
Pretty good while. I've been playing your bluegrass music on my show. I've been playing your gospel albums on the radio show. I've been playing Shenandoah music and on the videos, on the TV show, I've been playing all the videos they sent me.
Man, that's great. And we'll get you another one.
Yep,
We'll get you another one up here.
We need it for this show right now. So, all right, tell me what you're up to now in the last 4 or 5 years with the bluegrass.
Well, you know,
and
just
what you got going on.
You know, just out, you know, making the festivals, making friends, and that kind of stuff. And that's an easy thing to do in bluegrass. You know, you get a chance to, you know, to befriend somebody. You know, when you pull into a festival, you know, automatically, you know, whether you've been to that festival or not, you got something in common with somebody that's, you know, camped right beside you.
Without a doubt.
You know, they came because they love the music too.
Absolutely.
So there's a common thread throughout the whole park, and, you know, even in the campground, not just in front of the stage listening to the music. And that kind of camaraderie, you know, has always been something really big that you find that bluegrass people, you know, when I grew up playing bluegrass music, and then I left Florida and moved to Nashville in 1984, and you know, had done the Shenandoah thing, and, you know, well, by the time, you know, 89 rolled around, you know, we started having, you know, records that were out on the charts and everything. But in the due process of time, the 12 years I was with the group Shenandoah, and then the few years after that I was doing a lot of evangelistic work, and then the last 4 or 5 years, you know, doing the bluegrass thing. The one thing that I was really tickled about that really kind of surprised me, that 30 years ago, when my brothers and I were playing bluegrass music all over the southeastern part of the United States, I got a chance to see a lot of people that had been going to the festivals then. And that was really kind of neat, because, you know, it was like, man, it's been 30 years since I've seen you. Yeah. You know, and man, we just still going to these old festivals and stuff. And, you know, and it's really kind of neat, because it's definitely a case where you run into somebody that's been a diehard for bluegrass for all these years.
I kind of think once bluegrass in your vein, it stays in your vein, doesn't it?
I think so. It's kind of like hunting.
Once you hunt, you got to go with it.
You got to go.
Talk to me about your music here.
Well, it's just music that while I'm listening to stuff, I think it's real important, you know, that you do things that you identify with, and I try to always stay in touch with the fans and what they like and that kind of stuff, and stuff that I think really ministers to me, or either says something to me, or makes me feel good, you know, or, you know, it's one of those kind of songs, man, we got to do that. That's what I like, because I think if I like it, you know, other people would like it too, and because I'm just as big a bluegrass fan as they are, you know, and always have been. So, you know, the music is stuff that means a great deal. You know, I try to make sure that we don't ever sing anything that, you know, talks about, you know, anything ugly, or you know, divorce, or you know, or you know, drinking, carrying on, all that other kind of stuff. You know, we just always try to, you know, keep a pretty positive message with stuff that we do, and you know, and just getting out, you know. And the one thing that I've always learned, I learned this a long time ago, you know, people just want to see you for what you are.
Absolutely.
You know, you ain't got to get up there and turn cartwheels, and they ain't got to, flash pots don't need to go off. You know, people will just take it when they know that you love it and mean it. And you know, for the first few years that I got into bluegrass, there's a lot of people, you know, kind of wondering that, is he just doing this? Is he going to go back into country music?
Yeah.
You know, because the 12 years I was with Shenandoah and the records that we had. So, you know, now it's starting to really pick up a little bit, because, you know, a lot of folks know that I'm actually, you know, around to stay for a while.
You're here to stay.
And, yeah, and it's just music that hopefully makes everybody feel good, makes you want to turn the car stereo up, or the home stereo, or whatever, or get out there in the yard and plant flowers and get the old bluegrass going.
You got an album coming out. You just said a couple minutes ago, the gospel album and bluegrass album coming out soon.
Yeah, in the spring we'll have a brand new gospel album, and then in August there'll be a release of a brand new bluegrass album.
Who's writing the music for those albums?
I'm writing some of it, and then some other, Marshall Warwick, you know, from South Mississippi. Man, he's a great writer.
Okay.
Man, several other folks that sent us some material, you know, that you know, it's just that kind of stuff that when you listen to it, you go, you know, I believe people would really like that.
Now, what's the difference between your gospel album that's coming out in the end of the year and a gospel album that's coming out?
That I had out last year?
Right.
Well, you know, not really a whole lot. You know, it's all message music.
Right.
You know, I am a Christian.
Right.
I've been saved for 17 years now, and you know, just to give a good witness in lyric, you know, about Christ and you know what He did for us, and you know, it's just. You know, it's just stuff that as you listen to it, you know, like most bluegrass is, you know, just good story songs that have a good storyline to it, and of course, you know, when you're writing for a gospel album, there's not but one that we need to keep mind of anyway, and that's Christ, you know.
Without a doubt.
So therefore, it's really kind of easy to write about Him when you know Him.
You got it. You ain't wrong there. Let's go back a few minutes here. Before we wrap it up. Talk to me about the Shenandoah days. I played your music for years and years. You had a lot of hits on with Shenandoah.
Well, we were real fortunate. We sure were. We were in the position that a lot of folks had sent us some material that was, you know, just really kind of tailor-made for what people wanted to hear, and it's just real grateful that opportunity came around for us, and we had the opportunity to record those songs. Mama Knows and Church on Cumberland Road and Two Dozen Roses, and you know, even the duet that we did with Allison, Somewhere in the Vicinity of the Heart.
Yeah, that was a good one.
You know, we were just real fortunate to be able to get our hands on stuff like that. It's, you know, I guess, you know, when people say at the right place at the right time, I guess in that instant, it happened that way.
You believe it, huh?
Yes, sir, I sure do.
Tell you what, you got a video for me. Before we do that, what's your website?
It's Marty Raybon. That's M-A-R-T-Y, Raybon, R-A-Y-B as in boy, O-N.com. MartyRaybon.com.
Good.
And you can go there. There's a message board there. You know, I write back to people that's wrote awfully nice, kind things, and I appreciate. Apparently, they're easily impressed, but I appreciate them writing it.
There you go.
And you know, that way, you know, it kind of keeps everybody informed. In fact, we just revamped it. You know, there's new photos and stuff like that on the initial page of the website, and Sean Gilmer, the guy that does it, man, he does an absolutely wonderful job.
Let's put you to work right now. Here's Marty Raybon in Southern Country. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. God bless you, my man.
Thank you very much.
It's always good to see you.
Here's Marty now in Southern Country.